Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love, American made.
Listen up, Autobots and Decepticlowns. You are listening to Prime Cuts, a nonlinear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Mara.
I'm your other host, Audrey.
And settle into your favorite comfy armchair, crack open an ecto cooler, and snort just a Tony Montana-sized bump of cocaine, because, ladies and gents, we are going back to the 1980s.
Woo! Let's go!
That's right. It's G1 time.
We are so fucking back.
Holy shit! I forgot how.
These aren't even good episodes from season 2.
No, these are not maximally cranked. This season gets so much more insane than these.
These are incredibly mid episodes for this season, and it is still the best thing we've watched in a year.
After so long of first there was Energon's just intractable pacing, just like nothing happening, and then you had the most boring shit in the world with War for Cybertron trilogy. It's so nice to get back, and there's just like so much shit going on all the time, and none of it is.
And none of it matters.
Yeah, none of it is sensible. None of it is legible. Things just happen.
But delightfully.
So if you're watching along, I already put this in the Discord, but it's important to note all of G1 is available for free on YouTube. The Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel put it all up there. It's also on Tubi, so you can watch this shit for free. However, for reasons unknown to me, they have decided to put it in production order instead of release order, which I believe caused some problems when we had Quentin on for the first G1 season, because he accidentally watched the wrong episode because they had it in production order.
I think it adds spice to it.
You gotta solve a puzzle. You gotta
it is
solve a puzzle
in line. I think it is in line with the G1 experience.
Yes. So we this week watched Autobot Spike and Changing Gears. Oh boy. Okay. So immediately upon it doesn't matter if you don't remember what happened at the end of the last season, because the show doesn't remember either. The fact that the Decepticons got shot out of the sky and fell into the ocean barely comes up. They're just back with no explanation. It's fine. Don't even worry about it.
Listen, if somehow Palpatine can return.
As Megatron somehow returned every other Wednesday. It's every other
Hey, it was the same era of the original trilogy, so.
Damn, that's true. I guess. Thinking about it's so weird because, when you think about the oversaturation of Star Wars, this is a little tangent, but, there's so much Star Wars. There are some big gaps between those original trilogy movies.
Yeah.
They let that shit breathe. Anyway, Sparkplug has made a monster.
So, this is...
It may sound like I am just running forward with no segue. No, that's just how the episode starts.
Yeah, so... I want to be very clear about this. This is perhaps the least subtle that G1 has ever been.
Yeah.
It is not the most out there, as we've discussed. It gets way more out there than this. But this is perhaps the least subtle, most hitting you on the head with a hammer. It's like they were like, what if we did something that explored the themes of Frankenstein? Someone pitched that. And someone was like, cool. So that means we're just remaking Frankenstein, right?
I can't wait to talk about their
and then we're gonna put Frankenstein in the background.
Yeah.
It is.
I truly can't wait.
It's Frankenception. Because there is the Frankenstein story, again, very unsubtle, clear Frankenstein story that is happening in the actual episode. And then in the middle of that, Spike, the Frankenstein's monster, watches the movie Frankenstein.
And it's got some great dialogue. It's got some wonderful dialogue. You know, Frankenstein, what a classic of literature. What an amazing like piece of film history. And of course they do it so much justice.
Yeah.
In this episode.
Really giving pride to the Universal Monster's name.
So like I said, Sparkplug has gathered all the Autobots here. He has built a guy out of like spare parts, and he's calling it Autobot X. And this is the part.
Listen, they keep telling you to make up a guy.
Yeah, and Sparkplug did it. This is also
and Sparkplug did it.
The first time I ever realized, like watching this episode, I must have noticed it before. This episode was the first time I like internalized that Chris Latta uses the exact same voice for Sparkplug and Wheeljack. They sound the same.
Oh yeah. Listen, there's only 4 voice actors in this show, and all of them can do 3 voices max.
Yeah. So he powers Autobot. Everyone's like, "Well, gee, another Autobot? That's crazy. What can it do?" And then he powers it on, and it starts screaming in agony and smashing things up and beating everybody up, so they have to shut it down.
If you've ever played Soma, it's it's like the part with the submarine.
And
you Sparkplug, you did this.
And
ah!
then we get Spike looking at the camera and going, "Wow, it's just like Frankenstein."
Yeah.
And Ratchet going,
and it's also,
"I sure
like,
would love to take somebody's brain and put it in that thing."
Yeah. And it's like, it's made, the monster's made from like disparate parts, and it's like welded together as like, again, like there's, I actually don't know if there's like a word to describe how unsubtle this is. Like, it is the complete, like, conceptual opposite of subtlety. It's like, I feel like in the writer's room, they were like, so we're gonna make Frankenstein, but they were all too high at the time to be like, people will get that reference, right? And then they were like, no, they won't. We had to make sure they get the reference. And that's the episode.
So, as they're cleaning up Sparkplug's mess, Teletran 1 starts blooping, and Optimus says an incredible line. He looks at Teletran 1 and goes, "That alarm can only mean one thing. The Decepticons are attacking the nearby military missile base." And I'm like, wait, you have an alarm specifically for that?
Yeah, well, you know how like some people, when they're like waking up, they have like different alarms for every 5 minutes. It's kind of how it works at the Ark.
This one's for when the Decepticons are attacking
the nearby military base. Yeah.
This one's for when they're attacking the oil refining facility. This one's for when they're attacking some ruby mine somewhere. With all locations that Megatron would be likely to ransack has its own specific alarm.
This is the one for when Laserbeak is found in the base, which they don't do this episode, even though Laserbeak is in fact in the base.
That one never rings, but he knows how to get around it at this point. So we cut over to the military base where a dude doing like a George C. Scott from Patton impression is screaming about how much he loves the missiles. And then the Decepticons show up and go, "Fuck you." We're gonna suck your missiles silly, buddy.
We're gonna slunk your shit this silly style.
We need that energy, so we're gonna up in that shit right down our bellies, boy.
I do forget sometimes that this show came out at sort of like the height of the Cold War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that is really, like, beneath the cocaine, that is really interwoven into basically every plot. And again, it's like the same reason that like it came out at around the same time, well, a couple decades later, but like was integrated so quickly with like G.I. Joe stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was around the relaunch of G.I. Joe, because G.I. Joe had like the period immediately post-war where they were like
exactly. It was originally 50s, yeah.
But then they were like, it was nostalgia mining is nothing new.
They're like, okay, so Vietnam was bad, but there's got to be something we can do with this.
What if instead of any like realistic soldier toys, what if we just put a bunch of like ninjas and snake men in there, and then we made them
Hell yeah,
smaller?
brother.
I was like, all right.
What if it was Orientalism?
Yeah, that's the recipe for success in the 1980s.
Yeah, listen, Vietnam was bad. We weren't quite there yet, though.
So the Autobots show up right before the Decepticons start slonking the missiles, and the ensuing fight completely trashes this base, and the Air Force General's like, "No, my missiles!" As they're just like falling over and exploding. I don't know why. Okay, here's some fun geography going on here, right? So this is like an Air Force missile base. I'm fairly certain that this show mostly takes place in like Oregon.
Yes, it takes place in Portland.
Why is there a missile base in Portland?
Why wouldn't there be a missile base in Portland?
Anyway, the Decepticons fly off, and
I mean, to be fair, like Oregon has. I've never been to the Portland area, so I don't know how quickly it goes from being like city center to not a city.
From what I hear, it's like it's basically like you got a few oases of like liberal strongholds, and then everyone else outside of that bubble is like an insane militia guy.
Well, it's not even that. It's mostly about like population density, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I would guess, and PNWers, I'm sorry if I'm incorrect about this. Again, never been to the Portland area, but I would guess that you probably don't need to drive more than like an hour to get to a relatively depopulated area where you could have a missile base in Oregon outside of Portland.
If I ever need to learn anything about Portland, Oregon, I'll simply watch the documentary series Portlandia. Now,
or you can watch G1.
Yeah, the very similar densities of truth in those shows.
Yeah, accurate depictions all around.
Anyway, Spike nearly fucking dies because Megatron blows him up.
Yeah, Megatron's like, ooh. Like, Megatron's like looking at the exploding base and he's like, well,
fuck,
we're done here.
Yeah, that he noticed. For some reason, Bumblebee and Spike have just rolled up to do nothing. Yeah.
Unclear what the plan was with this. But yeah, Megatron's like, I think we're gonna go. I need a distraction. And then he sees like Bumblebee like showing, and he's like, oh, that one. And he just like shoots him.
Yeah, and so it injures Bumblebee, but it nearly kills Spike. He's dying. He's beautiful, but he's dying. And then we cut to a hospital, and Sparkplug is there, and Spike is in the bed, and there's a doctor there. And the doctor says, I don't know what medical school he went to, but he says, if only there were some way to take his mind out of his body so I could operate. And it's like, well, hey, that's not how anything works. I think that what you're saying is like, you have like anesthetic for that, man. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, don't you do surgeries every day? Like,
if only we could solve the mystery of human consciousness, then I could perhaps fix your son's spine. And Sparkplug goes,
do we need to do all that?
Sparkplug goes, wait, I've got a great idea.
Sparkplug, I would say, speed runs the 5 stages of grief in this episode. There is something like very rewarding. I have a note later on that's like, oh, it really is Frankenstein. But there is something like very rewarding about the speed with which Sparkplug realizes he's made a huge mistake.
I mean, number one mistake, he trusted anything that
he trusted Wheeljack.
Yeah, he trusted Wheeljack. Never do that. Don't, especially not with your son's life. So they're like, yeah, we can put Spike's brain into your horrible like corpse pile. That's probably be fine. Once again, unclear as to why they need to do this for spite like medical reasons. I don't understand. They never specify anything about why. The doctor just says it would be maybe, you know what? Maybe he didn't even like, he was just, you know, musing about it. And the fact that Sparkplug could actually do it surprised him so much he forgot to tell him no.
That's giving a lot of credit to
That's
him.
true. I think I think he might have just wandered into the hospital. I'm not sure that guy was a real doctor.
Yeah.
Anyway, the thing that you expect to happen happens, which is to say, Spike starts screaming in agony and smashing the place up.
I will say, good on Spike. He's like, he immediately goes, "It's just like Frankenstein's monster."
Fuck, I'm a Frankenstein.
No, well, I was gonna say, good on him, because he specifically says, "I'm just like Frankenstein's monster." He knows it's Frankenstein's monster. He doesn't have to, actually.
Yeah. Wheeljack definitely would have said, "Actually, Spike, Frankenstein was the doctor, not the monster."
Yeah.
And then he gets punched through a wall. They do calm him down eventually, and you know, they're like, "Hey, it's fine. It's just a temporary thing. Your body got way fucked up, where they're operating on it, and we had to do this for some reason, but it's okay. You can just hang out for a little bit." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then we cut outside, and they do need to get that bird alarm checked because Laserbeak saw that whole thing.
Yeah. For some, I am a bit confused about why Megatron gives a shit about this, or like Spike in general.
Well, you see, so when you think about it, it all it becomes pretty clear the reason why Megatron cares at all. He's really fucking stupid.
He's true.
I think he's just
you know what, Mara, you got me there.
He's just sort of trying to grasp at straws after his missile plan fell through. He's like, "Oh fuck, I really wanted to do the missile thing. I don't know what to do now. I don't know." Well, they put their like pet human into this super strong body.
I can at least ruin Optimus's day, if nothing else.
I guess I can like emotionally manipulate this guy and turn him into a berserker. That's fine, I guess. So he sets everybody on trying to turn Spike against the Autobots, but honestly, he doesn't have to do that much because you know, we cut back to the Ark. They're still repairing Bumblebee, and they've set Teletrain 1 up to play some TV for Spike, and Wheeljack's like, "Enjoying the show, kid?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool." And the thing that is on the television is, of course, Frankenstein.
Like, of all the things,
just change the channel, Wheeljack.
Just change the fucking channel,
bro. So, okay, number 1.
Yeah, agonizing.
Number 2, the dialogue in this fucking thing is outstanding. So we see it's the scene where they're bringing the monster to life, and it starts with Igor going like, "Doctor, no! You have built a horrible hunk of meat and muscle, and you have put an evil brain in it." And then he's going to turn on us when he wakes up, and Dr. Frankenstein goes, "No! He will thank me for giving him such a strong, powerful body. He will be my beautiful large son." And then he turns it on, and the monster starts rampaging, and he goes, "Oh no!"
Oh God!
You know, those classic lines from I just love "He will thank me for giving him such a strong, powerful body." I love that so much.
Yeah, it's something, you know.
And then Igor's like, "Oh my god, Doctor, you've created a monster." And Spike goes, "Oh my god, that's me." And then he freaks out and smashes. He punches Teletrain 1. I really want to counter for how many times Teletrain 1 gets blown up over the course of this show. It must be like 20 times.
Yeah.
Just change the channel. Just switch the channel.
Oh, the one thing we didn't talk about is when Spike is freaking out before. There's like one part I do want to mention. Like, Optimus is like, "Oh god, he's going wild. I have to do something about this."
Right.
And yeah, and so he's like, okay, we have to like stop Spike, but we can't hurt him. And he's like, okay.
Set your
Like
blasters
like
to
it's
low
like
power.
it's yeah. Like attack him, but use low power, and then immediately pulls out a cannon.
That's our
Cool.
Optimus.
Like, cool, fucking awesome, dude.
Look, he's always kind of had that baby versus dog in him, you know, like just a little bit. He's always been a little bit of a psycho deep down.
It's true.
Yeah. So Spike runs away, and he goes to Brood, and he's like, I hate being Frankenstein's monster. This sucks. And then Megatron rocks up and pulls up a chair and sits all cool like a youth pastor. Oh, by the way, the reason no one stopped Spike, I forgot to mention this, because the rest of the Autobots, other than Wheeljack, Bumblebee, and Ratchet, left to fix the military base. They made them clean up.
Yeah.
You pick up your mess, Mr. Prime, right now. So that's why they couldn't stop him. Megatron rolls up, hits him with the youth pass, and he's like, hey, man, it sucks that they put you in this fucked up body, but you know what would make you feel better? Killing them all.
He's not wrong, is the thing
Spike
about it.
Spike goes like, damn, you're kind of right, though.
Kind of right, though.
Bumblebee sees this whole thing. He chased after Spike. He's for once actually doing his like the function, his character profile.
Oh, wait.
Being a scout.
I do want to say one thing actually before that, which is the insult that Spike chooses for Megatron at the beginning of this conversation.
Yes.
Before he goes, it's like, why should I listen to you, Mega Crumb?
Yeah. Rank that with Bill and Fred's Mega Frog. Which one is worse? So yeah, they hatch a plan. Megatron's beautiful, brilliant plan. Here it is. Are you ready? Are you ready for his plan?
I'm so ready.
He's gonna give a mentally ill teenager a high-powered battle rifle. He's really just like the FBI for real, because he turns into gun mode, and he's like, "Hey, call the Autobots here," and then he can start blasting them, and that's exactly what happens. Optimus rolls up, and is like, "Spike, it's okay. Hey man, remember this is like temporary. They're almost done working on your body." And Spike goes, "No." I'm a monster forever. And then he starts fucking blasting.
It's like all this could have been avoided if they just changed the channel, is the thing.
Just put on literally anything else.
Literally anything else.
There are so many other movies you could watch. Anyway, he's blasting, he's blowing the shit out of them. And it looks like it's not about to stop, but then Sparkplug runs up. And he goes, my son, please don't do this. And Spike just instinctively hits him with the Anthony Hopkins in Transformers 5. Remember that? The best death.
I try not to.
I think about Anthony Hopkins wandering around like a lost old man before getting obliterated by a fusion cannon blast all the time. Anyway, Sparkplug doesn't actually get vaporized by this somehow. He instead gets launched off a cliff, and Spike immediately goes, "Oh my god, no! My dad! I shot my dad!"
Yeah, how could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, etc., etc.
Thankfully, he's got a crane arm, and he catches.
He has
Sparkplug.
so many powers he doesn't know about. This is something he says like 5 times.
Yeah,
in the
he
scene.
loves.
Like,
I don't even know what I can do. It's like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
For sure. He thankfully does not Gwen Stacy his dad. That's good. You don't want that to happen. And then Megatron's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get back to shooting." And Spike goes, "All right." And so he starts shooting the other Decepticons with Megatron's gun form.
Yeah, and Megatron. It's like such a curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Literally. So the Decepticons retreat, having accomplished basically nothing. Impressive stuff. And then Spike gets put back in his own body. And he goes, "Damn, that was crazy." And Bumblebee.
Well, wait,
in.
before Bumblebee says anything, he goes, Dad, could you ever forgive me? Oh, wait, no, this is before he's put back in his body. But
Yes.
he goes, Dad, could you ever forgive me? And Sparkplug goes, there's nothing to forgive. And hold on, Sparkplug.
He almost killed you, bud.
Now, listen, I'm not saying that you are without blame, right? Because, frankly, I think Spike reacted probably about as could be expected in this. That said, nothing to forgive? Really? Not a thing? Anyway.
He's got a big heart, that Sparkplug.
He sure does.
So after they put it back in his body, Bumblebee pokes him and he says, there's people were asking about this in the Coblic channel. There's a weird pause when Bumblebee goes, I wonder what it would be like for a robot mind to be transferred to a human. And to that, Bumblebee, I say, you'll have to wait for Transformers Season 3, Episode 23, Only Human, to have that question answered. And they all laugh. That is the most frequent ending to a G1 episode. Everyone just kind of laughing.
It's like their version of a freeze frame.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Autobot Spike. Just completely borked. Not even the most outrageous, not even the top 20 outrageous things that happened in G1 Season 2. Not even scratching the surface. You ready to talk about Gears?
Never, but it's what we're here to do, so.
It's interesting to me that, previously to this episode, the main guy who's been the sort of whiny stick in the mud is, of course, Huffer, but he hasn't appeared yet. And, I think it's because a lot of his problematic political views got him fired between seasons. Nobody wanted to be around him on set.
Uh-huh.
So instead we have Gears. So this is the episode Changing Gears. This one is about it's about it's about a lot of stuff. So we start on
what is it not about, truly?
Got a mine with some gay porno guy, 70s gay porno guys working at it. It's a gold mine. I was trying to remember what precious metal the Decepticons wanted to steal today, but it was gold. And then, of course, what happens when you're a miner in the 80s and you're digging for gold and you got your hard hat on? What's coming next in this day, do you think?
I think they find gold.
Yeah, but what happens after that?
I have no idea what you're trying to get at here, honestly.
Well, I mean, it was a really big problem back in the 80s. You would just get attacked by Decepticons anytime you did anything
of course.
Industrial. So they get strafing run by some F-15s.
Where is she going with this?
They
I do have to say I very much enjoyed this image, this beautiful image of a world, this beautiful vision of a world where all men dress like they're trying out for the village people.
Absolutely every single industrial worker dresses the exact same. Jeans, white shirt, hard hat.
Yeah.
One of the guys in this mine looks like a hunkier Sparkplug. One of these guys has a crazy 70s, 80s stash, and then one of them just looks, actually, no. I was about to say one of them looks normal, then I remembered he has blue hair. Anyway, they attack these guys, they drag them, one of them literally gets dragged by the ankle by Ravage, and Starscream's about to murder the last one, and Megatron's like, no, I want him to call for help. I want the Autobots to come. Because, folks, if you can believe it, Megatron's got a plan.
Is it a good plan? Well.
I
mean, it's not his worst, admittedly.
No, he's definitely got... also,
it does work for a while, frankly.
When he stops Starscream from firing on the guy, he literally backhands him.
And wait, so my favorite part of this is they reuse this animation.
Did
you notice that?
I mean, I didn't, but
Okay,
Of course they
so
did.
so he does it the first time when he's going to like fire into humans, and Megatron's like, "No!" and backhands him. They have to call for help, so the Autobots show up, and Starscream's like, "Why the fuck would we want that? Ow!" And Megatron's like, "Because we need one of them." And then once like this battle is over, and they have like Gears in the hull. Like, Starscream is like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go kill Gears. But they reuse the exact same animation. And he backhands him again and goes, no, you idiot, we need Gears.
So, speaking of...
It's one of my favorite reuses of animation I've ever seen in the show.
It's pretty spectacular. So, speaking of Gears, I don't even remember if he ever had a line in the first season, but he shows up now. And his main thing is that he complains about literally everything and everyone hates to be around him.
They even so this episode could have been called Gears Discover Subspace.
Come on.
I'm not wrong.
Oh boy.
They hated them because they spoke the truth. And like the crazy thing is, at the end of this episode, everyone is like, "We like Gears better when he's in subspace."
Give him a full-time gimp suit, just I hate this. Anyway,
he loves being their slave. What do you want, Mara? What do you want me to say?
It is textually true. So they go out to attack, stop the Decepticons from stealing the gold or whatever. But of course, it was all a trap, and it was specifically a trap specifically for Gears, specifically because, as it turns out, Megatron has built yet again. He has built another stupid contraption. This time it is
this one. What is crazy about this one is that he doesn't know what it does.
Yeah, literally. It is a machine that supercharges the sun and to the point that it explodes, and literally everyone is telling him, "Hey, Megatron, your big stupid machine is gonna make the sun explode and kill us all." And he goes, "Nuh-uh."
Yeah, literally.
Did you get it off of fucking Temu, buddy? Did you order this off of fucking Wish.com? Where did you get it? Who built this thing? I like the cube they have the humans in when they get to the mine, the like torture cube.
Yeah.
And Skywarp was just making scary faces at them. Oh, there's so many good sticker options. Like, we need someone to go through frame by frame and get some stickers, because there's a shot where Ironhide is making like the OK hand symbol, because they're doing like tactical hand gestures to sneak up on the Decepticons, despite the fact that they're 30-foot tall metal robots, so they're clanking all over the place. But there's a shot of Ironhide doing like an OK symbol with an innocent smile on his face. And then there's Skywarp like menacing the humans. Extremely good stuff. Anyway, it's a fight. It's time to fight. So they take Gears. They free the humans. They seem to beat the Decepticons, but the Decepticons just take Gears.
I can't remember when this line happens, but Gears does look at Megatron at some point in the midst of this and goes, "You are an evil son of a petro rat."
That is, I believe, after he gets bimbified. Yeah. So
after he gets into subspace.
Yeah, after he gets into goes puppy mode. So.
You said it that time.
I'm just advancing the bit. So they have absconded with Gears to somewhere in Africa. This is important for later. Remember that the solar needle is in Africa. So they take Gears there, and Megatron goes, "This is my new stupid device, the solar needle. All it needs is in one extremely specific circuit that only you Gears have for some reason." So he just opens up Gears' chest and yoinks it out and puts it in the solar needle, and it turns on and starts blasting the sun with a big green laser. And like, this was the main reason they wanted Gears. The rest of the episode is a result of a side effect of what has happened to Gears, which is, with whatever circuit that is gone, he has become extremely subservient and polite. Well, not polite. That's the thing, right? He's not He will do whatever you say. He still talks the same. He still is a grumpy asshole. But he says it all in an extremely cheerful, upbeat voice.
Well, kind of. I mean, it's one of those things. It's actually kind of horrifying, honestly.
It is. It's scary.
It's kind of horrifying, but, like, it's one of the things where he's like, I should be upset about this, but I'm not. Wish I was.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I should be very angry at you, Megatron. You are an evil son of a retro rat, but for some reason, I just can't get too upset. And Megatron goes, fuck yeah, this is awesome. He's like, I didn't even plan on having a new slave. This is great. I'm gonna have him carry...
And Starscream's, like, getting in on it. Because for once, like, Starscream isn't the,
Yeah, finally!
like...
someone else to push around!
Isn't the bottom of the food chain here.
I'm no longer the bottom bitch. So the rest of this episode is basically, so number one, the solar needle has started causing the sun to go like hypernova. There's earthquakes happening all over the place. It's putting out like gigatrillion tons of solar radiation because it's putting out insane solar flares. The world is on fire. And Megatron's like, nah, it's fine. It's supposed to do that. And this is where the solar needle being in Africa comes back around, because the Autobots go outside when the Earth starts shaking, and they look up in the sky and they can see the laser.
Yeah.
In Central Africa from
Portland,
Oregon.
Yep. That's how geography works.
Not the most fucked up geography in the show. Just wait until the episode The Trans-Europe Express, where they show a map of Europe. It's going to be a real treat. So... they realize they have to go rescue Gears. They have to launch Operation Retrieve
Regrettably,
Gears.
they have to rescue Gears.
Let me tell you this. If it was Huffer, they would have left him there. Someone would have put a laser, like a shot in the back of his head and said, I guess we just found him like that. They would blow up the solar needle. Anyway, they're rescuing Gears. And they're going to do it. This is amazing. Okay. So, problem number one. They're trying to get to the solar needle. But there's all this damn rainforest in the way. All this damn jungle. With so many rare species of plants and animals and such a beautiful ecosystem. What the hell are we going to do? Well, don't worry, folks. Optimus Prime has a plan. Burn it down! Just fucking burn the whole thing down. He, like, sideswipe and Sunstreaker strap up on the side of his truck mode and just burn a path through the forest.
It is like genuinely one of those things where it's just like such
damn.
A product of its time.
It's amazing.
And it's like crazy to think that this was airing around the same time as Captain Planet.
Oh yeah. And I just love, thinking about a different Optimus in a similar situation. Remember it way back in Armada when they had the forest fire and they literally like gave up the Minicon so they could save the forest?
Yeah.
Not G1 Optimus.
No. Couldn't be him. Let
that bitch burn.
I will say, very funny as well. My response to it was, do you know the song, like, the children's rhyme, We're Going on a Bear Hunt?
Yeah.
That's this.
Yep.
Can't go over it, can't go under it, gotta go through it. And they do.
Yep. So they get to the solar needle. Gears is still cheerfully helping out. And this is where some primo G1 action starts up during this fight. With one of the best fucking things I've ever seen in my life, which is Ratchet doing a flying Liu Kang kick right into Thundercracker's solar plexus.
It's pretty good.
The doctor is now cough. And the whole time they're fighting, Optimus is like, Megatron, your big stupid butt plug is gonna blow up the sun. And he goes, no, it's not.
It's so funny. It's so funny that Megatron just like straight up doesn't believe him. He sounds like sounds like every Republican these days.
Stop shoveling like orphans into the sun blowing up device. And Megatron goes, fuck you. I'm gonna keep doing it. It's not gonna blow up.
I'm so smart, and I know better than you do.
Oh wait, I forgot about this. So before they can get to the solar needle, there's a force field they have to take down, and so then Optimus is like the only way to take down the force field is someone has to like run into an active current basically, and Optimus is like, all right, I'll do it. I'll put myself at risk. And Ironhide's like, no, no, we need you alive, Prime. You can't be taken out so early. I'll go. I'm much more expendable. And they have like a hero off for a little bit where they both try to be the ones to sacrifice themselves. And then Cliffjumper just goes, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna do it, and just runs right into it. I hope everyone is ready. I hope everyone is ready for some primo Cliffjumper content this season, by the way.
I don't know that we are. Genuinely
no one is.
Not sure that we are.
G1 Cliffjumper buys all of those like prepper buckets, and he has like 17 bunkers scattered across the continental United States just in case shit goes wild. He's got dossiers on all of the Autobots to see which ones are spies. That's the kind of guy G1 Cliffjumper is. God, remember in the first episode when he pulled out that ginormous cannon to try and kill Megatron?
Yeah.
I wish he was more than the guy who died all the time, because I love Cliffjumper. He deserves better than to be dirged.
Does he?
I think he's fun. I like him. Anyway, they blow up the solar needle. And Megatron goes, fuck. How could this happen? My perfect device that had no bad side effects. So the Decepticons fly off, and so everyone gathers around Gears, and they have the circuit back, and everyone's like, hey, Optimus. All of the boys were talking, and actually we would love to keep Gears like this forever.
Yeah, no, we like him better in subspace.
And then Gears says, ha ha ha, that's great. If you do that, I'll fucking kill all of you.
Now yeah.
So then they put it back in him. And then he's
I was trying to figure out what one of my notes was, but it was from earlier on.
Yeah, what is it?
It's, now Gears, that's sexual harassment, and it's from him telling that the only thing he'll be showing telling Starscream that the only thing he'll be showing him is his posterior, his like ass, basically. Yeah.
Wow. So immediately Gears starts complaining about everything, and they all just leave. And then that's the end of the episode. Holy shit. Once again, these are mid-episodes. These are like episodes that aren't...
Yeah.
They don't have the gas. They don't have the fucking juice, And they're still multitudes crazier than anything that happened in season 1. And I'm not saying that season 1 doesn't have the juice. It has maybe the funniest moment of all time.
I'm not sure that's true.
Which is Megatron throwing the Energon Cube at Starscream's head and going, "You disgust me!"
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure I think that's true.
What?
Because, it is... I think it is true that these are wilder than the majority of season 1 episodes, but I'm not sure that I would agree that it's wilder than anything that happened in season 1. As was Wheeljack was season 1.
Yeah. Those big green energy crystals of the Earth's core were in season 1 too. Them burying Skyfire in the ice and then digging him up 2 episodes later because they needed a ride somewhere. That was season 1. Spike's Mayan girlfriend who never shows up again. That was season 1. So much stuff. You're right. So much stuff happened in season 1. But that's the end of our episode today. How about you bring us through our questions?
We have so many of them, so we are really going to be just like doing the ones that are relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. Conley. Yeah. Jesus Christ, there's so many of these. Cog's most loyal soldier, Chet, asks, who's a better father, Sparkplug or Victor Frankenstein? It is Sparkplug.
Yeah.
It is Sparkplug, yeah.
Sparkplug doesn't abandon his boy. Sparkplug doesn't reject him. He tries to help him.
Yeah. Okay. Creepzeke asks, of the car/truck mold seen in this episode, who's manual and who's automatic? This was the 80s. Everyone was manual, baby.
Yeah, they hadn't invented automatic transmission yet. Not even on Cybertron. Where, of course, if you'll remember, they evolved from what was in the Marvel comics. They evolved from a naturally occurring system of levers and pulleys.
Coil, local Autobot Gunformer asks, how would you rank Autobot Spike among other Frankenstein adaptations? Blunter.
Yeah, pretty low. Maybe not. I'm not familiar with all of them, so I guess I can't say bottom of the pile. But, like, it's down there. There's probably one worse than this somewhere out there. There's been so many adaptations of Frankenstein.
Yeah. Okay. Who would you cast inside? Oh, sorry, Creamsy cast. Who would you cast in a Cybertronian adaptation of the Rocky Horror? Okay, I'm gonna skip that one. All right, fine. I'll do that.
Well, you don't have to. You don't want to. I can just put an ad point here.
Yeah, no, I know, but like that at least has directly to do with Frankenstein. Is Sparkplug the new modern day Prometheus, or would he be Daedalus? I mean, it is very like this is also a very Daedalus and Icarus story. Yeah.
Although it's not Spike's hubris that is his downfall. It's Sparkplug's extreme gullibility. One doctor says, I think it would be cool if we could upload his brain somewhere. And he goes, oh, fuck, that. I gotta do it. I gotta do that right now.
Yeah. Okay. From Dead Name Stealing Fae. Oh, sorry. Okay, we did talk about. Okay, sorry. From chat. How much would you pay for an Autobot X/Spike figure complete with anguished expression of existential terror? I don't want that thing in my house. Leave my fucking house, Goku.
I'm sure you can get a fucking, like, one of those blokies or whatever, Autobot X. I also don't want it, because it's just an ugly design. It's just a bunch of, like, parts of animation models cut together. It's got, like, Prowl's head, Hound's shoulder cannon, Wheeljack's legs. It's fucked up.
Yeah. Leave my fucking house, Goku. Not in my life. We did kind of talk about this, but
that weird pause.
Sabrina asks, why did the Bumblebee pause at the end like that? Are they gay? Is it canon? It's just weird. It's just bad television.
I think Dan Gilvezan fucked up the line read and I just left it in like that one NPC in Oblivion.
100%. From Dead Name Stealing Fae. How many old man Optimus grunts do you think we'll get this season?
I forgot to mention, there was a really good one in Changing Gears where he gets hit by something and goes like, ugh! Not, obviously not on the level of Energon Optimus, but it was a really good one. I think, it's Peter Cullen. We're going to get at least like one of them every 3 episodes or so. We're going to get a good one.
We got it, right?
Yeah, like he's got to make those. He's got to go like every so often. It's important. It's not as funny as I forget the guy who does the Japanese voice for Prime, but he's famous. Peter Cullen's little old man grunts, whatever. But the Japanese Prime is always like screaming at the top of his lungs. It's amazing.
I'm gonna skip the second question. Cha asks, how satisfying is it to see the G1 Transformers back in their natural habitat after what we just went through last season? I mean,
Immensely.
It's the most fun I've had in a while.
Slipping into a warm bath with a nice cup of wine. That's the level of satisfaction it is, I think. Yeah,
it's pretty good. Does Wheeljack take equal blame for the crime against nature that it is Autobot Spike, since he was the one who came up with the idea and tech to transfer minds in the first place? And if so, where is this one ranking on Wheeljack's list of inventions?
He plays God a lot. Yeah, he shares the bulk of the blame, I feel, because he is the one who decided it was a good idea. He is the one who enabled the mind transfer.
Yeah, the one who's free of blame this time is Ratchet.
Yeah, he wisely just kept, soldering Bumblebee back together over in the corner, not touching any of that shit. Well, okay, Autobot X didn't, blow up, so that immediately puts it above, 60% of his inventions. It did...
Well, it kind of blew up. It blew up existentially.
That's right. I guess it did. Spike did turn on the Autobots and cause them grievous bodily harm, which also happened.
And even before that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he wasn't responsible for the free Spike stuff.
That's
This is
true. That was all Sparkplug.
Sparkplug is the guy who welded a bunch of corpse parts together, all right? That was all him. Wheeljack is just the one who
he just
did
didn't realize it was a microaggression.
Yeah, he didn't. God, can you imagine if, like, you made friends with an alien and they were like, hey, I've made something really cool for you. They just, like, bring out a meat homunculus.
Yeah, Jesus.
I made a friend. This is how it works, right? And you have to go like, oh, yeah, great.
Decepticon Ruby asks, holy shit, wait, season 2 starts with Autobot Spike? What other shows / series do you know that go to 0 to 100, from 0 to 100, fly off the rails in the first ep of a new season? I have an objective answer. I have an objective answer for this.
What is
and
it?
it is Star Trek The Original Series.
Yeah, that one. What is the first episode of TOS?
Star Trek The Original Series, Season 2, the year is 1967, and Gene Roddenberry, after creating a seminal classic, decides to start off Season 2 with an episode called Amok Time.
Oh, wait, that's the Season 2 premiere?
It's the Season 2 premiere, which is about Spock going into heat.
Wow, okay, that is, that really does have everything else beat. That's crazy. That was
Yeah, Amok Time Season 2 Episode 1 is about Spock going into Pon farr, which is Vulcan heat, and needing to fuck or die. The number of tropes that was created by this episode alone, never mind the entire Star Trek Original Series, this episode alone is crazy. We wouldn't have a Megaverse without Amok Time. That is how, like, influential this episode of television is, and that is how they started season 2 off. Absolutely insane shit.
Canon event, like hinge point for our timeline.
Yeah, 100%. Do you have anything? sorry to kind of come
really
in with the objectively correct answer, but
I was trying to think of them, but like, yeah, there's just like, that is just a crazy swing to take for your second season.
Yeah.
The amount of confidence you gotta have to be like, I'm gonna put this one up first. Rack this one in the slide.
It's so funny too, because like, not to go too much into this, because I could go very far into this, but like Roddenberry was like, I want to do a Spock-centric episode to start off season 2, and this is what he came up with!
What can Spock do that would be cool? I know.
Heat.
Goes insane from fuck.
Yeah. Gets so horny he almost dies from it. Okay, where are we now? That was Ruby. Okay. Chet asks, if Autobot X is supposed to be a temporary body that the Autobots can use when their own bodies are repairing, what do you think the thought process was for why Sparkplug decided to make it so massive and give it blaster hands? It's what was around.
He was literally just like digging through a pile. He had
Yeah.
like whatever this, like, where did he get all this
This
stuff?
was like, you have to understand, this was like a pet project that a dad built in a garage over a weekend.
Yeah.
Just to see if he could. He wasn't like going out and sourcing the parts. He was like, ooh, there's a transistor I can use. Yippee!
Just shoving it all in there. God, the internals of Autobot X must be crazy. That's why Spike went crazy, because he got into the body and it just felt like hell.
It's like the Invader Sim episode where they just keep putting stuffed pigs in each other.
Yeah, or the one where to become the most human, he steals everybody's organs.
Right. Or, yeah, kind of a reversal, but whatever. Yeah.
I still, my mind still boggles that they got away with that shit on Nickelodeon.
Jonan Vasquez, ladies and gentlemen.
Fucking censored asleep at the wheel.
Have you ever read I Feel Sick, by the way?
I have not.
It's a really, like, it's basically his comic about, like, working for Nickelodeon.
Oh, boy.
The main character is a side character from Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. But, like, it was basically him venting about working for Nickelodeon. And, like, how much it crushed his creative spirit. Okay. What really grinds your gears?
Okay, I've got one. So, you know,
I
when
have
you're in a hallway, right? You're trying to get somewhere, or like a sidewalk or whatever, just like any stretch of like thing. and there's like a group of people there, and
To get
one
the
they're
whole-
all walking really fucking slow, and two they're all spread out exactly so you
Yep.
can't pass them.
Yep. Being shushed.
Oh, I hate that shit. Ooh.
It's my
There's-
number one pet peeve. Nothing makes me go to like from 0 to infuriated so quickly as someone shushing me.
That or like
Don't do
someone's
that
calm down. It's like, you fuck you.
I don't even something like that doesn't bother me as someone just going shh, shh,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
It's like,
especially if it's like
shut,
super slow.
no,
Shush.
you shut up. It's like there's a way that you can tell me to stop talking that is not condescending, and you've chosen not to do it. I'm gonna skip that question from chat. Sabrina asks, is changing a gears a subtle metaphor for the ease of which fascism takes what makes you unique and weaponizes it against you, or simply a metaphor for gender dysphoria?
It's actually a metaphor for rope bondage.
Yeah, it's actually not a metaphor at all. It's just a depiction of a BDSM lifestyle.
And you just like Gears just like every so often just takes the disc back out just for a little bit. That's what I think.
Okay, so you know how like how Starscream fucked with Inferno? Maybe he does it with Gears too.
Oh my god.
Maybe he's just like clinging to power by trying to dominate Autobots in his free time. Just a thought. You've gone very quiet.
I'm rotating it in my mind. Let's move on.
Ruby asks, what are your thoughts on the season 2 opening? The melody is not quite as crackhead about it.
That's
Is it?
true. It is. It's. I think it's a much more dynamic opening. There is something about the G1 season 1 opening that's like truly timeless.
Yes.
This one is much more visually interesting though. You get all the cool new guys in there. You get Blitzwing. You get Omega Supreme. You get Astro Train. You get all like you get like guys swimming in lava. It's like way cooler than just like some dudes kind of running around in a desert.
Yeah.
And shooting at each other while a really weirdly composed song plays.
But it's I have so much affection for the production value of G1 as a whole that like again, those things just add to the experience for me.
For sure. I will say this, it's definitely better than the season 3 opening.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
sucks.
yeah, okay. Gonna skip that second question from Ruby. Hey Bine asks, what if Spike had just died? Totally killed immediately by direct fire. Would have dramatically changed the course of the war and made this Optimus super dark? Or would these character depthless Autobots have just been new pet human and named it Spike too?
Like Snowball from The Simpsons, they just get another one.
Yeah.
And they don't understand why Sparkplug is so sad. It's like, I don't know, we got you a new one. Why are you so torn up about it? This one looks the same.
Yeah,
Chip,
no,
it's okay,
that is
Sparkplug.
absolutely what
It's okay.
they would
It's
do.
okay, Sparkplug. Chip is your son now.
Yay! He's smarter. He'll probably do better in life, frankly. Spike wasn't going anywhere. Like Chip potentially could change the world.
It's like Optimus like, all right, listen, man, I didn't want to like say this so soon after your son got turned into like marinara sauce by Megatron's fusion cannon, but I know you're his dad and all that, but I'm from another planet. I turn into a truck. Even I could see that kid was going nowhere.
He was pretty daft.
Nothing between his ears. He had no fucking future, bud. This Chip kid, he's gonna invent stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna work for NASA. Like, come on.
No, Chip, don't fill out that Northrop Grumman application. Don't do it. Don't go and work for Lockheed Martin.
I was about to say he ends up at Lockheed Martin.
No.
But he's a writer in his spare time.
Oh! Damn. That really was a time. I remember that. That was so fucking
How
good.
could anyone forget? Oh man. If anyone is listening to this does not know the reference I just made, I am you are too young to be listening to this podcast.
Yeah, why are you up so late? You get in bed. You have high school tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like Spike.
Working at your dad's oil field at 16 because your hands are small enough to get the gunk out of the drill bits.
It's not child labor violations if it's a family business. If you could tear out a part of your body to improve your personality, mood / mental health, would you?
Yes.
Depends on the body part.
Okay, is it non-vital?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Yes.
Get it out of there.
If I could like yank my tonsils out and be able to run a marathon in a second. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
personality / mood, mental health, not my physical thing. Even so, yes, I would. Like, always.
If I could remove my appendix and cure like executive dysfunction, yeah, totally. Get it out of there. The only purpose that thing has is to blow up anyway.
It's true. Really badly. My only plan is to blow up and then act like I don't know.
I was about to say, the appendix truly is the riffraff of organs.
Yeah. Sideway Sam asks, what, you guys don't remember the Oregon African land bridge?
Oh, of course. They're doing the Willem Dafoe in American Psycho gif.
But anyway, what would be the funniest American state to just drop wholesale into another continent?
Texas.
Put Texas in Antarctica.
I would like it more.
I was gonna say Florida and Antarctica, but...
That would just immediately kill everyone.
That's true. But would that be funny?
I just feel like... I mean, there's so many... Any American state just dropped somewhere else would just be so bad. But
Arkansas
I think
into the Swahili coast.
Oh my god. Yeah. All of the above.
Aurora Cosmos, like the UFO, asks, what thematically relevant movie would you show Autobot Spike to make him freak out and destroy the lab? We did it! It's Frankenstein!
No, all right, I think, let's see. Like, what
Let's
else
do Young Frankenstein. See if he finds the humor in it.
Yeah, he'd be too busy busting a gut to smash up the lab. He'd be like, damn, that whole movie was just leading up to one big dick joke. That's amazing. And then he wouldn't freak out and he'd be fine. That was a problem. They put on the wrong Frankenstein adaptation.
Yeah. Geist asks, so Autobots just keep spare parts around? Do you think that's normal for Transformers? Like just keeping a store of functioning body parts around that anyone is allowed to just use? So here's the thing. I actually don't think it's that weird. Because I think if there was a way to like preserve like that we could stop human body parts from decaying and just like basically keep them indefinitely, that you would see them at military bases around the world.
Just like tanks full of like stem cell grown arms and stuff. Just like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no like, if there's like, again, a way to like guarantee that they weren't going to decay at all. And also like they could be swapped out. I mean, internal organs are like replaceable, obviously, right? Through transplants. But like, if there's a way that you could like swap limbs out after they got damaged, I think that would be, I think that would absolutely be a thing you saw at military bases.
Hospitals, yeah, it is a bit morbid, but hey, you know, you play in the space.
Yeah. Why did they need to put...
Oh, go ahead.
Why did they need to put Spike's mind into an Autobot in the first place? They act like it was something they had to do in order to save him, but it looked like he was just in surgery.
Once again, I don't think that was a real doctor. I think that was a man wearing a lab coat.
So need is a funny word. Need's doing a lot of work in this sentence. I think they wanted to put Spike's mind into an Autobot X.
A Dr. Nick type of situation going on there.
Making a lot of Simpsons references this episode.
There's something about it's in the air. But you know, Sparkplug doesn't have good insurance, so he had to go to this guy who's like, I think the best option for your son is mind transplant into a mechanical body. I'm giving that guy a bad Yelp review.
And our final question comes from Aurora again. What hyper-specific alarm would you like to have in your home?
Someone leaving the toilet seat up alarm.
My cat scratching my couch alarm.
My cat eating plastic alarm.
Just a lot of cat-based alarms, honestly.
Yeah, there's anytime, he's in the sink, he's eating plastic, he's chewing, licking wires. Don't do that. He's literally doing that right now.
My cat's
Please
18
don't.
pounds now. He had his vet visit yesterday. And he is 18 American pounds.
You could do weight training with him.
I do.
Curls. You could do bicep curls with that boy.
I do. I literally was like carrying him into the office, and the vet was like, "Do you want me to take care of that?" I was like, "No, it's fine. I carried him here." Like, geez.
Fucking cat from the Pleistocene era.
The guy,
Primeval.
I had to get a new vet because my old one closed. So the new vet was looking at me. He's like, "And he's always been this big?" And I was like, "Yup." And he's like, "Okay."
So that'll be it for this episode of Prime Cuts. Next time things continue to ramp up, we'll have a guest on next week, and one of the episodes we're talking about is City of Steel, which, if you know anything about G1 Season 2, me saying those words conjures some incredible images into your head. But we're not there yet. We have to end this episode, or else it'll go on forever and never stop. Just like Transformers Energon. We've been Prime.
But what a delight, unlike Energon, what a delight this would be.
That's true. Infinite G1, just a never-ending trough of slop for me to play in. We've been Prime Cuts. You can follow us on Blue Sky at Prime Cuts Pod. Join our Discord. Eventually, we'll figure out what to do after seasons now that we've run out of movies.
Yeah.
I still want to force people to watch that terrible Transformers Prime fan movie.
I mean, you have my blessing to try. I will not personally be there, but you can do whatever you want.
Cowardice.
Okay. How dare you? First of all, how dare you when you made me watch the Energon dub? And then
true.
Second of all, how dare you after I followed that up, my choice to watch the War for Cybertron trilogy. You think this is cowardice?
You know what? You are right.
How dare you, ma'am?
I'm Mara. You can find me on Blue Sky marawyvern.biscuit.social and on Tumblr at Cyclonus with a 5 on the end. And that's it for me. My cat is making noise behind my chair, and I'm too afraid to turn around to see what he's doing.
I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Optimum on Prime. That's my funny robot internet joke. You can listen to the other podcast I do called Pot of Greed, which is about Yu-Gi-Oh! We are finishing 5D this week. Whoa! I've been cast in a radio drama called The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, which is an active production at the moment. I am recording an actual play that I will have more information about when it comes out, basically, which won't be for several months, but that's fine. It's a horror actual play, so that's fun. And sometimes I do Star Trek themed drag. My next show will be in a couple weeks. If you want to see any of that, you can follow my drag stuff at Maxwell Warp on Instagram.
Folks, until next time, I am going to put my son into a Roomba so that the doctor can stitch up his boo-boo, transform, and roll out.
I'm going to find my finest pair of jeans, my finest white shirt, my finest hard hat, and audition for the Village People. Transform and roll out.
Peach.
Peach.